Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro. Glad you could join us. Reminder tomorrow on the show, Danny Tarkanian. Be nice to, of course, his father, the late, great Jerry Tarkanian. Nice to get Danny's take on UNLV, and I'm sure we'll get into some politics with him as well. And Jameson Walsh from Drive Time Sports will be joining us as well. Talk about some trade rumors, and we have a Lakers story on TMZ that we're going to get to. A lot of stories on TMZ Sports, and we always love it when we have this guy on with us every week. The great Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports. Mike, I appreciate you coming on. How are you?
What's up, Brian? How are you?
Doing good, man. Thanks for coming on. I know a little
What's
later,
up, Mikey?
a little later today than what we.
How are you?
Doing good, man.
Yeah. So, all right, Mike. Let's start with the New England Patriots, and then we have a Lakers story I want to get to with LeVar Ball as well. You guys just put up this video of James Harrison, former Patriots player, just completely clowning Trump in this video. If you haven't seen it, you got to go on TMZ Sports. Hilarious. Can you talk a little bit about this video because it's great?
Yeah, it was funny. It was like a throwaway question I just asked at the end of the interview. James Harrison was on an episode of SWAT on CBS, so I was talking to him about acting, and I was like, hey, James, you didn't go to the White House when you won your 2 championships. And he clowned Trump. He was making fun of the fast food that they served Clemson during the government shutdown, and he essentially said that it's clear that anybody could be president these days, and he would not go to the White House like he did in the past if he were on this Patriots team that just won the Super Bowl.
Actually, I absolutely love that. I love that video. I just think it's hilarious.
Well, he didn't go for Obama, and he's a nonpartisan guy.
Right.
He didn't go for Bush. He didn't go for Obama, and he actually said that the White House is just another house. So, and I wasn't going to argue with him.
Yeah,
so.
I guess if I was interviewing him, I wouldn't argue with him either. He'd absolutely kill me. But I mean, look, regardless of whether you're a Trump supporter or not, I'm clearly not. The reason why I would go to the White House just because it's still the White House. It's got a lot of history. It's kind of like going to a very, very famous museum in a sense. I would like to just walk around and if they let you and just see the Oval Office.
It's the most famous residence outside of Buckingham Palace in the world.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Screw Trump. It's not about him.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't call it just a house.
Yeah.
Does he have CTE?
Wait, no.
I don't know. I think Kanye
Sounds like
West,
a CTE type of comment.
where Kim Kardashian, Kanye West lives, probably is right up there with it. Would you say, Mr. Babcock?
I hope
very
not.
nice. Hidden Hills.
Yes,
neighborhood.
it is. So Tom Brady was asked about a White House visit. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's the question. It felt like almost right after they had the Lombardi Trophy, that was the next question. Was Tom Brady going to go to the White House? We know 2 years ago Tom did not go. We know him and Trump have a relationship going back over a decade where they golf together when we're good buddies. But Brady has taken umbrage with some of the things that Trump has said. Brady's wife hates Donald Trump. There seemed to have been a thawing with the relationship after the AFC Championship game. Trump tweeted, and he congratulated Tom Brady and the Patriots. After the Super Bowl, he didn't congratulate them. So now some people are actually looking to that. Like we're trying to read the Twitter tea leaves here and see because he didn't congratulate Tom Brady after the Super Bowl, whether that means they actually are cool with each other again or they're not. But when Tom was asked today during an event at Gillette Stadium, he said, next question, he wanted no part of answering whether he was going to the White House.
I'm a gambling man. So is JD, my co-host. I think this is the favorite. I think this is the reason why he probably won't go. I think there is a chance that Giselle probably said to Mr. Brady, I'm not sleeping with you for the next year if you go to the White House. And, she's Giselle, so I wouldn't blame Tom Brady for saying
all he would say is, okay, then I'm playing until I'm 50.
Yeah,
and that would be over.
Right. Well,
I think Brady goes, but he does it privately. I don't think he does it publicly.
I agree.
Interesting. And
yeah.
I haven't heard that. That's a good take, though, because then you keep Trump happy. I mean, Trump was pissed when Brady didn't go last time. That was when they made the huge comeback against the Falcons. And when the rest of the Patriots were at the White House, Trump didn't even mention Brady's name. So how do you have this historic comeback and you don't even mention the greatest quarterback arguably of all time when you're at the White House? So Trump was pissed. So I'm really interested to see what happens.
I'm going to pull back on that a little bit. Even if he does meet with Trump privately, if he doesn't show up to the public event, Trump is still going to be pissed. That's just the way he is.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think Trump will understand that he's got a lot of pressure, especially familial pressure, and I do think he will meet privately. Just why would you break that relationship? That doesn't make any sense. So, Mikey, I got a question for you. How good now are the 76ers?
Oh, man, they're scary. They're scary. Now, I mean, how do you double Joel Embiid now. I mean, they are scary. I'm excited about this now. The only reason I didn't like the trade is because the Clippers are clearing cap space, and now they probably have room with a little bit more work for 2 max free agents. And I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm holding out the hope that the Knicks are going to sign 2 max free agents. But man, I'm excited to watch the 76ers.
I did have one more football question for you with the Patriots, and then I do have. We'll go back to the NBA. Rob Gronkowski, apparently, did you see this, JD? Apparently, he was hit in the head with a beer can at the Pats parade, and he's showing his mark. I mean, this could have been serious. Apparently, there was blood everywhere.
Yeah, it was like streaming down his face. We went back and we were like looking at the video, and we found video of when it happened. Somebody threw the beer, hit him right in the face. He was bleeding. He survived. These guys in Boston, this is why they don't deserve to win championships. At the Red Sox parade, somebody threw a beer and damaged the trophy. They broke a flag off of the trophy.
The fans just lose their minds.
They are nuts.
They go crazy.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, I bet Gronk's head probably weighs 15 pounds, maybe 20.
Right.
Perhaps.
So anybody could take a beer to the head.
Yeah, it's definitely him.
Well, what a good segue for the word crazy. Let's talk about LeVar Ball. He is absolutely out of his mind crazy. He is guaranteeing that the Lakers will never win a title if they trade Lonzo Ball. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. He went on FS1 this morning, and he said that first of all, he said that he made the championship remark. Fine if you think that maybe they won't win a championship. Doesn't have anything to do with Lonzo Ball, but maybe the Lakers don't win. But for him to say that Lonzo is the best player on that basketball team when you have LeBron James on the team, he is insane. I almost want to apologize to people because before anybody knew who LeVar Ball was, we talked to this guy years ago when Lonzo was at UCLA.
Wait, so you started it. You started this guy on his path.
It was my guy Van, who I work with, and he was the first one.
That is so awesome. Mikey, my question is, why does the media even talk to this guy anymore? Do they need ratings that? But you know he's going to say something completely insane. Why does FS1 even let him on?
Yeah, I mean, I can't point any fingers because we're as guilty of it as anybody. But you know he's going to say something crazy and as insane as it is and stupid as it is and unrealistic and it's just nonsensical. People talk about it and people listen. So you're in a hard position if you have the ability to talk to him and you know you're going to get something that's juicy from him. It's hard to say no.
Yeah, I agree. All right, last thing for you, Mike, then we'll let you go, my man. So I heard a rumor that Lamar Odom is going to be entering the Big 3 draft, and I guess that means that a lot of the local bunny ranches that are about 30 miles down the road are going to be looking forward to his business because that'll mean Lamar will actually have money again. Are you surprised at this, that he's actually going to be playing basketball in some sort of way where he's going to be getting paid in this Big 3 thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that Lamar Odom is walking the earth.
Yeah, me too.
You know, with all the heart attacks and the strokes, and by most accounts, this guy should literally be dead. And even when he did survive, there were people that thought he wasn't going to be able to walk, and it was rough at first. Walking, talking, with everything. Everything was a struggle for Lamar. So the fact that he's actually gotten back enough where he's playing basketball, it's pretty remarkable. We talked to Ice Cube about this. And he said that he's not going to give any special treatment to Lamar, so he's going to have to go into the Big 3 draft. And I would assume he's going to get drafted. I mean, Smush Parker didn't get drafted, but I think Lamar still, like 12 strokes later, is probably a better player than Smush Parker. But it's wild. It's wild that he's actually that he's here and he's playing professional basketball.
You know, he didn't even thank his doctor after his life was saved.
Right?
Yeah, he didn't even thank his doctor.
That is true.
I am not rooting for Lamar Odom at all.
That's true. All I know is I think I said this to you a few weeks ago, Mike. I saw him at a craps table a few months back. He had like $80 in front of him, so I think the dude needs some money.
He didn't have a lot of chips, right?
Yeah, no, the dude needs some money, man. There's no doubt about it. When you see somebody that is 6'10", lean at a craps table, they stand out like a sore thumb. So, yeah, I saw him loud and clear. Anyway, Mike, always do a great job every week, my man. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch up with you next week, okay?
Thanks, fellas. We'll talk next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Mikey.
Mike Babcock, TMZ Sports, always does a fantastic job. So, JD, in regard to this White House story, you know I am not a Trump supporter. I am far from it.
I've begun to pick up on that.
Yes. You probably picked up on that right away.
I put my finger on it. I'm close to really understanding where you're coming from.
You're very good at picking up signals. I appreciate that. Here's my take on the White House visits and all that stuff. I don't care what team I'm on. I don't care who the president is. if I'm invited to the White House, I'm going to go, and here's why. I don't have to shake the president's hand, but I think to bring your family there is an honor. To bring your family there is a really cool thing. Yeah. There's so much history in the White House. So that's just me personally.
And say you live to be 70 years old, and say Trump is president for 8 years. Well, that's 10% of your life,
right,
that you've had to deal with as president, whether you like him or not.
And here's something else, though, JD. If you disagree with this man, you have an opportunity. I'm not saying he's going to sit and talk with you for an hour, but if you're whoever, Tom Brady, whoever it is, even if it's the last guy on the roster, if you have an opportunity to have a moment with him and you disagree on something, you say, Mr. President, when this is over, do you have 2 or 3 minutes? Can I talk with you about this issue? And I'm not saying you're going to get anything out of it. I'm just saying it's an opportunity. If you are passionate about and disagree with a lot of his policies or whatever he is doing, I do believe, as much as I cannot stand Donald Trump, I do believe he would probably have that conversation for a few minutes. Would he not?
One thing we're not talking about here is that you also get a free meal.
I don't think anybody cares about that. Oh, just me. I would care about something like that, but I don't
Brian,
think a lot
you love free meals.
I do love my free food, but but you understand what I'm saying, though? I mean, that's just me. I know there's a lot of African Americans out there that look at Trump as a racist. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate his, a lot of things about him. And listen, I totally understand that. I am not apologizing for Donald Trump. All I am saying is it is a tremendous opportunity to be invited to the White House. And I think even if you can't stand the man, the majority of the team is going to be there. Just like I was opposed when the Golden State Warriors, and by the way, Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich, you won't find two more people that can't stand Donald Trump more than those two guys. They seem to talk about Donald Trump almost on a daily basis about things that are going on in politics. And that's fine. I actually don't have a problem with that, but I do think a lot of these clubs are making mistakes when they don't go to the White House. I think, it's a tremendous opportunity. Now, look, some of the Patriots players have said they want to go see Obama. Can you imagine if a team that won a championship, the entire team skipped a trip to the White House and they went to the Obama household? Can you imagine if that happened, how much that would piss off Donald Trump? Can you imagine the narcissist?
Well, especially since the Obama household is actually still in D.C.
Yes.
They would be taking a trip to D.C., but not going to Pennsylvania Avenue.
Look, Donald screwed up when it came to Clemson going to the White House. I thought he made a mistake there.
Didn't they ask him for that food?
That's just a mistake.
I thought they asked him for that type of food.
It is the White House. Let's show some class. Let's not serve fast food to these people. Okay, and by the way, it's not just kids that you're serving. You got the coaching staff, athletic directors, a lot of people that were there. I thought he made a big mistake doing that. Do you think that, I don't know. We're almost out of time here, but do you think, I'll take a few calls. Do you think that this is an overreaction? Do you think Tom Brady should have answered the question when he was asked about visiting the White House and he said, next question? When you see these professional athletes that skip a White House visit, are you okay with that? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? And look, I'm the last person to support Trump, but I'm making it very clear. I think they're making a mistake. I think you should take the opportunity and go to the White House. I'll open up the phone lines here one more time. 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call, 257-5396. What do you think about these professional athletes, whether you're a Major League Baseball player or an NFL player or you're in the NBA, wherever the case may be? I don't care. What do you think about these professional athletes that are skipping a trip to the White House? JD, do you agree with what I'm saying? I think you should take that opportunity. And by the way, the number to call again, 257-5396. I think you should take that opportunity. You don't even have to shake the president's hand. Just go there. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, bottom line. And you are at, like I stated before, probably the most exclusive, important, represented residence in the universe.
Yeah.
Outside of Buckingham Palace in England.
And I understand people's frustrations. I get it.
I mean, the people who make the person who makes the decisions for the country that you live in lives in this place.
And like I said, I get the frustrations. I understand he's a very polarizing figure, to say the least. I get it why a lot of people don't like the guy. But even if I am Colin Kaepernick, for that matter, I think having a conversation with someone who you can't stand or disagree with is maybe the one opportunity maybe you could have some sort of understanding in private. I think when the cameras are on Donald Trump and when the media is there, I think it makes things 10 times worse. I really do. For this guy Trump. I really do. But I also do believe behind closed doors, he does listen better. That's what I hear, at least from people, that he does listen better. Ken, did we have somebody that called in? What happened? You on the air, Ken? There you go.
It was just a nice lady.
Mm-hmm. What'd she say?
She
what
was
did the nice
saying
lady
that
say?
she believes that it depends on the message they want to send. So
she didn't want to come on the
not
air.
Going, she said it sent a louder message than with them going.
Interesting.
And getting their point across.
All right, fair enough. She didn't want to go on the air, huh? That's fine. That's fair. It's fair. She just wanted to call you. She just wanted to call our producer and bother him. That's okay. We appreciate her calling. It'd be nice when people call up they want to go on the air, but that's fine. I'm pretty clear on this. Again, I'm the last person to defend Donald Trump when it comes to almost anything. But I will say this, like you said, JD, it is an honor to be invited to the White House, regardless of who the president is.
Let's say Hillary Clinton is president right now, and by some act of God, we get a radio award, and we're invited to the White House. I go. I absolutely go, and I shake her hand.
What if Hillary Clinton wanted to do more than shake your hand? Let's just say she wanted to give you a little kiss on the lips.
I would limit it at shake your hand. But I would definitely go because you can't turn that up. You just can't turn that down.
I don't think you can. And, these professional athletes, they have a tremendous amount of opportunities and a platform. I would love it if Colin Kaepernick actually had a chance to sit down with Donald Trump. That's never going to happen. But I would love it if they had the opportunity to do that. And by the way, I do think Colin Kaepernick will eventually get back into the NFL. I actually do think it's going to happen sooner or later. I would not be surprised if he was picked up by a team next year. I actually do think. Do you disagree with that? I think it's going to happen.
He'll be a great janitor in the NFL.
Well, we all know he'll be a backup and he won't be getting much time. We know that. That's rather obvious. But look, you don't serve hamburgers and fast food when you invite a team to the White House. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two, when people, professional athletes like LeBron James, are very critical of Donald Trump, and then Donald calls them brain dead or stupid, you can't say things like that. So a lot of the responsibility falls on the President of the United States also. Don't get me wrong. I don't see LeBron James meeting up with the president anytime soon. That's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen. Steph Curry's never going to go to the White House. It's not going to happen. But I don't like this. I don't like the division we have in our country. I don't enjoy this. I hate it, actually. It's sometimes it's fun to watch. It's fun to talk about, but it's not good for our country.
Steph Curry not going is a bad influence as far as I'm concerned, because he is a leader to a lot of young kids.
And I don't disagree with that. But again, it should start with our president, and he is part of the problem. Look, a lot of people did not like George W. Bush Jr. Okay? A lot of people did not like GW, myself included. But did you hear any of these teams say they weren't going to the White House? Why do you think that is, JD? George W. Bush had a right-wing agenda. He was disliked by a lot of people. Did you ever hear any of these teams that said they weren't going to the White House? Why do you think that is? Why do you think all these teams went to the White House when George W. Bush was our president? Explain that to me.
Because George W. Bush was not painted as a racist, except by Kanye West.
That's true. Kanye's out of his mind.
Just Kanye.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump has been painted as a racist by the left-wing media. And athletes are picking up on that, and they're running with it. According
to Kanye West, George W. Bush is a racist, but Donald Trump has just done so many great things for African Americans.
Which is totally crazy.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely insane. But with that being said, I hate the division in this country. I absolutely hate it. I hate the fact that we are so divided on so many issues. I hate the fact that the Golden State Warriors can win a national championship and none of them want to go to the White House. I hate that. I hate the fact that Tom Brady is asked if he's even going to go to the White House and he doesn't even answer the question. I hate that. As much as I cannot stand the president, as much as I cannot stand the agitator-in-chief, and yeah, I make it very clear I am not a big supporter of our president. I said from day one, we want him to succeed. Because if the president of the United States succeeds, guess what happens? We succeed. The country succeeds. He sets a horrible example. I talk about that every day. He sets a horrible example to our youth, to everybody. his disrespect. Regardless if people are disrespecting him, you're the president of the United States. You have to set an example. But these professional athletes have to set an example as well. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Tom Brady. They also are role models. They also have to set an example. Have they done that? When they're invited to go to the White House and they refuse to go, what type of example does that set for our kids, our children? What type of example does that set? You're not there to honor the president of the United States. Worst case scenario, you might have to shake his hand. And you don't even have to do that. You could go up there and not shake his hand. But when you decide not to be in that White House, which I've heard is right, it's the most historic house on the planet, really, when you think about it, I think it does a disservice. I think it does a disservice to your teammates, many of them who are going. I think it does a disservice to the fans. I think it does a disservice to the country. I really feel that way. There's nothing wrong with speaking out. There's nothing wrong with being opinionated. I don't have a problem with anything really LeBron James has said about Donald Trump. I just don't like it when he's talking about his opinions on Trump and he puts in vulgarities in there and he has trouble at times speaking English. I don't like that. I don't like that part of it. But I don't have a problem with these athletes being opinionated when it comes to politics. Don't have a problem with that at all, especially when they're asked about it. I do have a problem when they don't go to the White House as a team. Because you can't think of it as this. You can't think of it as doing it for President Trump and honoring President Trump. You can't think of it that way. But you do have to think of it as doing it because your country is honoring you. And I think these players have it all wrong. You don't have to go there and kiss up to the president if you don't like the guy. You don't have to do that. Show them that, what is it that Michelle Obama said? You know, when they go low, we go high. I hate to use some words of Michelle Obama, but you know, well, I guess I don't hate it. I think she's a very smart woman. But I do think that we're setting a very dangerous precedence for the future when these professional athletes decide not to go. Anyway, my co-host just left the studio. He just left me here by myself to spend time with his daughter. That's okay. I don't mind that. It's fine. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. Tomorrow on the show, this will be great. In-studio guest Danny Tarkanian will be joining us. Danny's awesome. Talk UNLV hoops. We'll talk, mix it up, man. Jameson Walsh from Drive Time Sports will be joining us in studio as well. So thanks for joining us, everybody. The legend himself, Ken Thompson, will be joining us next. Catch us on Twitter at The Vegas Take. And we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow, folks, on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDWN.